I love that intro.
It's a good intro.
How
It
did
really
you come up
is.
with that?
Okay, so it's pretty simple. What you do is you just make it out of music.
Welcome to In the Moment podcast. This is episode dose.
Dose.
And we're here to talk about, I think Bryant has something. We're just going to dive right into it, I guess. This is, again, the most relatable podcast on the internet, in the universe, ever.
You're stressing that a little hard.
I know. This is week 2. Our episode last week was our first, and it was very cringy, and I hate listening to it, but it's okay. Because we're going to get better.
Well, and see, that's kind of what I wanted to talk about today.
Okay.
So I feel like when you get in on something from the beginning, you feel like you're a part of that, and then you can feel like you're a part of something bigger, and kind of gives you a sense of place and belonging. So even though our first podcast was crap, we're hopefully going to continue to keep publishing these podcasts. And even though the first one was really bad, and the second one's probably going to be really bad, and the third one might be really bad, you know, hopefully by the 50th one, if you've been listening since this moment right here, and you get there and you're like, wow, I was in on the beginning, and you kind of feel like you've been on this journey with us, and I feel like that's really cool.
Can I tell you a fun fact?
Yeah.
80% of podcasts fail after the 7th episode.
7th episode. So we got to make it farther than the 7th episode.
Yeah. So, but I think what you're trying to say, so like on YouTube right now, if you're listening, you're probably listening on YouTube because that's the only place we can upload it at the moment. In the moment, at the moment. See what I did there? Anyway.
At this moment.
So on YouTube, on YouTube, I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought. Gosh, what was I saying?
I don't know. You just kind of had a blank
I
moment
blanked.
there. Our sound tech was being distracting. Sound tech.
Anyway,
You gotta hate them.
what was her
and love 'em.
complaint?
I don't know.
You don't know what her complaint was?
She was complaining that there was a weird clicking sound, but that was just the metronome playing. So
Oh, you left the metronome on?
yeah.
Are they going to hear that?
No.
Okay.
You're not gonna hear that when
whatever.
you're listening. It was just internal, and it's kind of helps us keep on track.
What a good way to start the podcast. Welcome
for
to
real.
In the Moment. Like and subscribe, please.
That's not how that works. You need to stop saying that.
I'm trying to be a YouTuber. Come on.
We're not YouTubers. We're
We're on-
podcasters.
we're
and
on
it's
YouTube.
different.
We're
yeah, but
on
we're on
YouTube.
YouTube because that's where we post our podcasts.
Our
not
content.
because our content.
Say content, and we're YouTubers.
Our content.
This is not ASMR.
You're right. It's not. Okay.
But no,
yeah, I
building
feel like,
off of, I'm sorry, building off
going back
of,
to the relatability.
building off of what you were saying, normally like when you go back and look at YouTubers, like famous YouTubers, old YouTube videos, they're all pretty cringy and bad.
Oh yeah.
Even like some like really fan, like PewDiePie, like had cringy videos.
Oh yeah.
he
still
got
has
cringy videos.
And but see, if you're one of the first 1,000 subscribers to PewDiePie, you feel like you're part of something bigger now, and you kind of feel like you belong there, and you have a sense of place. And that's all I was trying to say, is there's a sense of place that comes with seeing a project from the beginning all the way out to fruition.
So if you're here and you remember us when we hit 20 mil.
No, just when we post our like 57th podcast. When we
57,
when we come out with season 2.
Number 57. Remember that. That's going to be our big podcast.
I doubt it.
It's going to be our big day. Okay?
We'll literally name it Big Podcast.
Big podcast.
That'll be the name that you'll find it under. In the Moment, Big Podcast, number 57.
Be sure to leave comments on like topics you want us to talk about, and
yeah, please
and
do.
things that we need to improve on. So yeah.
So I think that's part of what we're trying to do here, is we say we're the most relatable. Brennan has said we're the most relatable.
I feel like we're
times.
the most relatable because normally when people start podcasts, I mean, you look at all the podcasters, they're like famous comedians, YouTubers. David Dobrik has his podcast. Joe Rogan has a podcast.
Yeah.
Chris D'Elia has a podcast. They're all relevant, and they're trying to stay relevant. But me and you,
We're not
just
relevant,
we're just
and
real
we're not
boys.
even trying to be relevant.
We're just
you know?
young boys from Mississippi.
Yeah, and we're just trying to, just kind of have fun. And I feel like that's the big difference is you can spend your whole life trying to be famous and rich, or you can just have fun.
Honestly, for me, you want to know why I'm doing this podcast?
Why?
Because I think we're friends,
I
but
think
we
we're
don't see each
friends.
other enough
We don't.
to be
We
friends.
really don't.
And so, like, this way we ensure that we
can
see
stay
each other.
friends, yeah. And it's a great way to just have fun do it too. Like literally, we went out and just had a photo shoot, and it was great, and it was ridiculous, slightly
Our
funny.
photos are probably going to be cringy, but
Oh,
whatever.
definitely. But the point isn't. I think if you're trying to get the best pictures, and if you're trying to be rich, and if you're trying to be famous, you're missing the point. You shouldn't be trying to do all these things. You should be trying to have fun.
I don't think we're gonna get rich and famous off of this podcast.
Definitely not.
We
but
gotta have
there's
other.
still,
If we want to get like
you know.
big or popular or whatever, we gotta have like other content that we.
Yeah, which is
put
why
out,
I'm
which-
producing an album, which I am going to get rich and famous off of. 'Cause
Wow,
that's just gonna
shameless
happen.
plug.
I'm kidding, but like with my album that I'm trying to produce, it's not about, for me, it's not about becoming famous at all. I have no doubt that I'm probably only ever going to have people I know listen to my music if I even get around to producing the album, because it's not going to be good and no one's going to really want to listen to it. But what I'm trying to do is I never really journal. And so
I used to journal.
everyone tells me journaling's therapeutic. So what I've done
It is.
I've put these journaling thoughts into music. And this album is kind of like a self-reflective work for me. And A, I want to get better at music, and B, I want to really discover more about myself and just kind of put the thoughts that I'm having somewhere so they're not just all trapped in my head, and ultimately just to have fun and create something, And so if it takes off, great, but it's not going to. And even if it does, it's just for fun, Don't let it get to your head, because the whole point is just to have fun and to grow.
I don't believe we're gonna get like anything out of this podcast. Like, we don't make money. We're just doing it because we're two good friends that just wanted to do something that we could be proud of. Like,
exactly. So
I'm gonna be like hecka proud of this.
Oh yeah, me too. And yeah, that's the point. And I feel like that's kind of the difference between some people, and you can tell that. For instance, I think like Justin Bieber wasn't trying to just have fun,
No, he was definitely trying to be the world's biggest pop star.
Yeah, and he was trying to get rich and famous.
Known, and he
he made it known. But if you look at his life, he's messed up.
Well, he's not anymore. He's cleaned his act up a little bit.
He cleaned his act up. But the very fact that he had to clean it up is, he didn't go about it the best way, and he probably didn't have nearly as much fun as we are gonna have. So that's my point. Is no matter what you do, you should do it because you want to do it for yourself.
Backtracking to the journaling thing. Have you ever actually tried journaling?
I when I was in elementary school, and they were like, keep a journal. So but not really since then.
I had a point in my life a couple years ago where I was having daily panic attacks.
That's
and I'm gonna
not
get
good.
deep, and I don't want to dive too much into it just because it's not
too deep.
how I want to be known as. I had major anxiety, and I had panic attacks daily. And one thing that helped me get through that was journaling. I could write down I had this long of a panic attack today, but tomorrow I'm gonna do better, and I could write that down and think it in my head, and it'd be all right.
Yeah, that's a key right there. And I've heard so much. I'm taking a psychology class, and
those are fun.
We started, and the professor said, journaling just helps. It improves happiness and health, and it's good for you. And I've never journaled, and so
you should try it.
I kind of feel like I'm missing out on that. But then again, I've also never really felt the desire to journal, so that's kind of what my music is going to be for me.
This summer so we work at a summer camp.
We do, actually. That's where we met the first time.
Yes.
And that's actually the same camp from last episode that I went to Peru with.
But you weren't a counselor when we met.
You're right.
I was the counselor.
He was a
You
counselor.
were a camper.
I wasn't working there. I was. It wasn't a camper. It was an
It was
LIT.
something. It was
It was in between.
Yeah, it was in between. Your transitioning phase.
Yeah. Totally.
But yeah, no. This summer during camp and stuff, you should try journaling a little bit because it helps get things out that you want out, but also you can go back like in December and look back and like, man, that happened. That kid said that was really funny, and
Yeah, okay.
that's one thing I've been
I'll
able to
try
do
it.
while journaling and stuff. It
Yeah.
helps a lot. It's really cool to just go back and see like what I was doing on like May the 29th at 3 p.m.
Just randomly, just
Yeah.
getting that. Yeah.
Um,
Okay, well, I'll see if I can do that. But yeah, I've just always felt like it'd take a huge chunk of time um, for it to really be worth it in a sense.
what do you mean by
But-
worth it?
Well, I don't know. It just seems like it would take so long to write down my thoughts, and that's just not something I've wanted to get into yet. So we'll see. But yeah,
Cause I've tried writing songs too.
have you?
I play a little bit of guitar.
Yeah.
I dabble.
You dabble in the guitar.
I'm not-
That's okay. That's acceptable. You can just dabble. You don't have to be a performer.
Well, I just did it. I just started doing it just to do it because I was doing it to get girls.
Oh well, yeah.
I was just be like,
Well, see, that's the wrong reason. I do guitar
I play
to have
guitar.
fun.
Like, hey girl,
I play guitar to have fun. You know.
hey girl, I play guitar. You trying to get a song written about you? That didn't work. But
I can imagine.
but yeah, no, I picked up guitar that way and I play a little bit. But I've tried writing songs and stuff as like a coping mechanism for things.
Mm-hmm.
And it's therapeutic, but also like they suck. So I didn't want to show them anywhere. So like I don't even know. I wrote them down somewhere and I threw them away.
There you go. And see, that's kind of what I've heard about journaling is you don't even have to like go back and look at it. It's just to get your thoughts down, things that are in your head on paper, so that you can see them. Like get the internal out, so that you can.
The journals that I listen to
Focus.
are the journals that I not listen to. I don't listen to journals because that's weird.
That would be. Well, that would mean you do. Wait, so for you to listen to a journal, that would mean you would have to write it down, and then record it, and then play it back to yourself.
Yeah.
That seems a little over
That's
the
extra.
top.
I mean, what is a podcast though?
I mean, but it's not a journal.
No. So anyway, no. The journals that I had back when I was like having panic attacks, I don't like reading those.
Yeah.
I don't like going back and remembering what was going on in my head.
Mm-hmm.
But the journals from like camp, I keep a different journal every summer. Go and buy one, and then I just put them up in a little bookshelf of mine. But like the journals from camp, those are always great to go back and read and be like, man, I was thinking that on that day, and like that kid said that was really funny. I remember that.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, can you remember anything specific one of your kids said to you this summer that was just like, that was real funny?
Yeah, there was one time. So we were at so it was the first week of camp. We were counselors, and I was with my boy Wyatt. Great times, great fun. And we were in camp. We were in the cabin, just hanging out, goofing around, and so Fortnite was a big deal at camp. Very big deal.
We still haven't told our Fortnite
Yeah.
story. We'll tell that like later.
Maybe, yeah.
I wanna tell it.
And maybe that could be a whole podcast.
Whole podcast. Okay. Anyway.
But we were just goofing around in the cabin, and Fortnite dances are a big deal. And so we were goofing around, and they started doing Fortnite dances. I think Wyatt encouraged it. I'm not sure.
Of course he did.
If you know Wyatt, I mean, yeah. But they started doing Fortnite dances, and there's the one where you like do an L in your forehead, and
loser
like you
thing.
grab your belt buckle, and you like do a dance. And this one kid didn't grab his belt buckle, and
We're keeping it PG.
yeah, and just one of the campers, I just remember the camper saying, and a quote from him, he said, "Your crotch isn't your belt buckle." And I died laughing. I'm not sure why. It was just so like
Kids-
innocent and yet
Kids say the
funny.
darndest things.
They really do. They're great.
It's so funny.
That's one of my favorite quotes. Also, I worked at a place where we have to decide who goes first for the activity, and we would often have a guessing game, right?
Yeah.
And the guessing game we most commonly did was like when it was me, I would either say guess my age or guess where I'm from or something like that, you know. And so one time I was like, guess where I'm from, and the kids looked around and they were, you know, were guessing different things, and then one kid was like, "You look Asian."
Oh, no,
And I
you
was
don't.
like, I didn't
What?
know, but the kids just say these things that pop in their minds, and it was a great quote, great time. Um,
That's
it
like
was
the
great fun.
that's like the John Mulaney joke where he's talking about, and he used to get picked on for being Asian American, and he's like, the problem with that is I'm not Asian American.
Yeah, exactly. And all the time, when you do the guess your age game, they think you're like 35, you know, because to a kid, an adult, like
You're old,
an
man.
adult is an adult, right? And
Yeah.
so, like, it doesn't matter how adult. If you're in a position of authority, you're just all the same. You're all an adult. So, I thought that was very interesting. But yeah, so we have a song of the week.
Oh, you
A new
picked
song
another
of the week.
song?
I did not pick another song. This was your week.
Oh, I forgot, but
Okay, well,
I'll
we
look
can-
through my I'll
We
look
can
through
pull
my
it up.
thing.
See, this is another reason why it's relatable.
No, I've got a song. I've got a song that's really good song.
Okay, you got a really good song. It's got to be slightly obscure. Right.
Slightly obscure. It's
Yeah.
it's pretty out there,
Okay,
I would say.
out there. That's interesting. Also, I don't know if you guys know, but Jackson, Mississippi, April 20th, the Avett Brothers are coming to the Brandon Amphitheater. And that's going to be a fun time. I don't know if you guys know about the Avett Brothers, but they're a good band that
like
does some
folk
rock stuff, and they're pretty good. They're coming to the Brandon Amphitheater. I think I might make my way there and see them.
Gonna make your way downtown, walk fast,
Yeah,
faces past.
yeah, something like that.
So yeah, I found a song.
Okay.
This is an incredible song. I was watching a little show. You might not have heard of it. It's not very famous. It's called One Tree Hill.
Yeah. Yep.
And I was watching it, and it was one of the songs that was playing on there.
Oh, so it's not
It's
that obscure.
I doubt anyone has listened to it.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
They could have like,
I mean-
oh, what is that song? And then gone and Googled it if they were watching One Tree Hill. But
I mean,
I
which is
doubt
what you
anyone.
did.
I doubt any. Which is exactly what I did. I actually got on Snapchat and did the Shazam.
Oh yeah, the Snapchat Shazam. That's helpful.
How about you kick that table next time?
I'll kick it harder.
Anyway,
Straight up.
this song is
Get to the curb.
called "War Sweater" by
War
Wakey
Sweater
Wakey.
by Wakey
Wakey.
Sounds
I'm gonna play a little bit of a
interesting.
snippet for you.
That sounds
Okay,
really
that's
interesting.
it. That's all we can. It's really cool. It's like all piano.
So it's kind of like Charlie Puth's "Wish See You Again."
Almost
Kind of like piano and vocals like that.
sort of, and then it kind of sounds like a Broadway musical type
Oh yeah.
song, kind of like if you were listening to like I don't know, the Book of Mormon or something.
Yeah,
And
or like Dear Evan Hansen.
Dear Evan Hansen. That's what
Yeah.
I was gonna I just didn't think anybody had heard of Dear Evan Hansen.
I mean, it's
It's
not-
amazing, by the way.
It's kind of a no
I don't
one
know.
knows
It's probably
about it.
small. Yeah.
It's pretty big.
Yeah, I know. So yeah, it's called War Sweater by Wakey Wakey. Go give it a listen.
Yeah,
and
we'll have to go do that.
it's a very good song. It plays at like a really emotional time in One Tree Hill. Like the main character's wife is about to have a baby.
Oh, that's
But she
emotions
but
run
she also
high.
yeah no. But she also had an accident.
oh the
And so
accident.
like they're rushing her to the hospital
oh, that's
while
not
she's
good.
almost having a baby, and that song's playing, and it's kind of gripping.
It's kind of gripping.
It's kind of
Yeah.
gripping. Yeah. So
Okay.
that was our.
Is that kind of like that moment in A Quiet Place when the?
I didn't see a quiet place.
Oh, you didn't see A Quiet Place.
I didn't
Oh,
watch a quiet place.
well, there's a fantastic moment in that movie where
I'm getting dirty looks.
there's from our sound technician.
I'm getting really dirty looks right now.
But yeah, A Quiet Place. There's a moment in A Quiet Place where the Emily Blunt's character has is pregnant and is about to have a baby, and of course the whole premise of the movie is you have to be quiet or else the monsters will hear you and they'll hunt you down and they will kill you. And she has to give birth while not making a sound, or else the monsters will get her. And it's a very gripping.
That
it's
must
a
be
very
tough.
Yeah,
Boy.
it's a very gripping moment. It's a climax, and she also has just stepped on a nail that's poking up from the floorboards.
Bro,
So it's a very interesting.
I can't get up off the couch without making a sound.
I know.
Let's give
Sometimes it
birth.
just-
Step on a nail.
it's
How awful would that be?
for real. I can sympathize with a fictional character that
Have you
does
heard-
not exist.
Speaking of weird movies, have you heard of Bird Box?
I have heard of it. I
It's
have
kind of
heard
like A
mixed
Quiet Place, but
reviews.
not really.
I've heard it's crap, and I've also heard it's fantastic.
It's a phenomenon, but I've never seen it.
I've never seen it either. Maybe we should do that. Maybe
We should probably watch that, but it's not a movie I really want to see. I don't really care to see. Like, it wouldn't hurt my feelings if I never saw it.
Yeah, it's one of those movies. Someone I was talking to recommended it. They said, "Oh, it's fantastic," and then someone overheard that conversation, walked up, and they were like, "Bird Box is the crappiest movie, and it's a big waste of time." So it's kind of. I'm not sure what to think about it.
If it's so bad, why is it such a phenomenon, though?
Because I think bad things can be
okay.
phenomenons. I mean, look at
it's not-
Fortnite,
I
for
wouldn't
example.
I wouldn't say a phenomenon. I would more or less call it a meme.
A meme.
The movie's become a meme.
It kind of has, and that's that's a sign of a bad movie.
You know you can't get famous by being a meme, like that not long neck dude, but the long neck dude, but like also the wide neck guy.
Yeah, oh yeah.
You know what I'm talking
oh my
about?
gosh.
He's a meme and he became famous.
Yeah, he's a meme. Yeah, but it's
Yodeling
not for good
kid,
reasons.
yodeling
Oh.
kid became famous. Mason
Oh,
Ramsey,
boy,
shout
yeah.
out Mason Ramsey.
What about Gordon Ramsay though? I could watch his cooking shows all day. He's got some great stuff. I love it when he just starts going off at
Gordon
people.
Ramsay, that's the
chef.
that's the NASCAR driver, right?
No, that's the British chef who I think he's British. Is he British? Can we get a fact check?
Fact check?
Yeah. Is Gordon Ramsay British? I'm pretty sure he's British, but he just starts going off at people sometimes. It's really fun. I think he hosts some of those kitchen competitions.
By the way, that was a bit for the podcast. I know who Gordon Ramsay is. I know that he's not the same person as Jeff Gordon. By the way, just throwing that out there because people are gonna be like, "Oh, Brennan, you're such an idiot. You don't know who Gordon Ramsay is. You're stupid."
Well, I mean, I wasn't thinking that, but I'm pretty sure our radar technician was.
Fact check: Gordon Ramsay is British.
Okay, yeah, he's British. Okay, but yeah,
Does he have a
got great
Cockney
show.
accent? I've never watched any of this stuff. Does he have a
You've
Cockney
never
accent?
Okay, let's pull some of his stuff up here. I'm
No,
gonna.
no. We could get copyrighted for that.
We'll just show 6 seconds. It'll be great.
What would
pull
we
this
show
up.
on an audio podcast?
We'll just. Well, he's famous for yelling at people, so that's kind of his thing.
Does he cuss? Because we got to keep it PG.
He does sometimes, a lot actually. So
Let's get a
won't.
non-cussing.
We just won't pull it up. But I recommend you should check him out at some point. He's got some funny stuff, but also use discretion.
I'm gonna do a complete 360 right now.
Okay, 360.
What
wow.
books are you reading now?
Whoa.
Do you read?
That is a change.
Do you read?
I do read. Yeah. I'm currently reading a book called After the Music Stopped.
What is that about?
It's about the financial crisis of 2008.
I don't remember 2008. I'm gonna be honest. I was in middle school.
Yeah.
That's about all I know.
It's a really interesting movie. It talks about the housing crash and the recession and all this kind of stuff, and it's a economical textbook sort of, but it's written as a novel perspective, so it gives you a narrative of the events that happened, and it's quite interesting. It was recommended to me by my brother, who is an economics major.
Your brother's dope, by the way.
Yeah, he's pretty cool. He
Shout
recommended it to me. Also, The Name of the Wind is something I'm going to get into right now. That was recommended to me by our good friend Will Napolds. When I was in Peru, he was reading this one, and it sounds. I actually borrowed it for a split second and read the first page. Fan-freaking-tastic. I've got to check it out. But I haven't gotten around to that one yet. But yeah. Why do you ask that question?
I was just wondering if you often read. Is that a thing you like to do?
I love reading, but I don't do it a lot because I read for school a lot.
Okay.
And so when I am not doing school, I want to do something other than just read more.
I had a question. I had it on my brain, and it was just something I thought.
Yeah.
I've been reading Percy Jackson, the books.
Oh yeah.
Cause I'm a
Good
child
stuff.
at heart.
Oh, aren't we all? I mean, I wish I'm a child at heart. I think
It's-
everyone has their inner child.
It's such good stuff. And that was a cool Jeep that just drove by.
I feel like that's honestly going back to the child thing, not the Jeep.
Sorry.
I feel like that's honestly why all these the Marvel movies and the DC movies are done so well.
Because we're all children at
It's
heart.
because we all have that part of us that is appealed to by seeing people get up on stage and throw buildings and like fly around and shoot lasers out of their eyes, because it's just fun to watch and it appeals to, you know, what we wish we could have been, you know?
Yeah.
I feel like it's that allure of I wish we could have been this way, you know, that child's fantasy of being, you know, an amazing person, a hero, and
Okay.
saving the world.
Do you read any books like that? Like Percy Jackson?
Yeah, I've read the Percy Jackson series.
Have you?
I have,
Oh, it's
actually.
amazing.
I've read
It's
the Percy
fantastic.
Jackson series.
I'm only on the first book, but it's pretty good.
It's a good series. It's a good series. I've read them. I've also read all of his other series.
Yeah, he does. He does other mythology.
So Percy Jackson is about Greek, right?
Greek mythology.
And then he has
It's like
one.
the son of Poseidon.
Yeah, he's got one that's it's Egyptian.
And then
it's
he
called like
has-
the Red Pyramid or something.
Yeah, he has the Egyptian. He also has Norse mythology.
Yeah, I read the Norse
believe.
one. That one's fun. There's actually some crossover between that one and the Percy Jackson one.
Yeah, because that makes sense.
Yeah, totally. And then there's also a Roman one with a lot of crossover
Oh.
between Percy Jackson. It's actually kind of all the same series as the
So
Greek one.
yeah,
But
I didn't know
it's
that, but
interesting.
in Rick Riordan's, he's the author of the book, and his world.
Isn't
in-
it Rick Riordan?
Riordan? Is it Riordan?
I don't know. Can we get a fact
I
check?
don't know. I thought it was Riordan. I don't know. Rick Riordan. That's what I
Rick.
thought it was.
We'll just call him Rick. We're on
His
a first
name
name
is-
basis.
his name is
like
Rick.
Ed. You know, Ed and I go way back.
You and Ed. Flashback to last episode.
Me and Ed. I actually I texted him recently. And,
He didn't respond.
He did actually.
No, he didn't.
He responded and he said he would love to perform my song I wrote for him.
What's the song called? Shout it out right now.
It's called Shape of You.
Oh.
So
Yeah.
that already happened.
Bryant's gonna be real big. It's Riordan, isn't it? It's Riordan.
Okay, we're gonna. He said.
Riordan. Whoops.
Riordan.
Whoops.
Rick Riordan. All right.
Rick Riordan. Okay.
We've got fact check.
But anyway, so
But anyway,
apparently,
yeah. Forget about
apparently,
Ed. I mean, we'll
apparently
just-
in Rick's world,
in Rick's world.
all mythology exists. All of the gods.
Yeah. So he's a pantheist, I think.
Pantheist.
Yep.
Those are weird. Anything pan. We're not gonna get into that. This is not that kind of show.
It could be though.
No,
but we'll not go there.
I asked you because I've been reading a lot of those books. I've been reading. I've read 13 Reasons Why. Have you heard of that?
I've heard
the
of
Netflix
that.
show.
I also heard that it was exactly the worst thing that could have ever been made.
The book
to,
is very good.
for people struggling with depression.
So
and,
the Netflix show
the Netflix
is
show.
It's kind of rough if you're struggling with that.
Yeah.
But the book is very good. It's nothing like the show. The show is
Really?
very gory,
Yeah.
and it shows things that probably shouldn't be shown on
That's
TV.
not good.
But the book is very good. I read it in high school. It was actually an English teacher of mine. Like it was one of the books that we read in class.
Recommended. Yeah.
Not recommended. She made us read it in class.
Oh wow. Okay then.
We had the tape and everything, and then I've read the Hunger Games books. I like those kind of books.
I've not read those.
I'm not very big on like the economic books that you're reading, but
Yeah.
I'm not that smart.
That's okay. Not everyone has to be. If the world was made up of smart people who would, fix our cars and serve us fast food.
Wow. Thanks.
I'm kidding.
I'm-
I'm totally kidding. I probably am gonna end up with a job like that.
I mean, we all have worked fast food at one point in our
Yeah,
life.
at some point.
I've-
Except me.
Definitely done my fair share of food service.
Yep.
Speaking of going off of 13 Reasons Why, Netflix. You watching Netflix these days?
I do watch some Netflix.
What you watching on Netflix?
I'm watching. It's called Extreme Houses. It's pretty fantastic. It's about different architectural houses. I'm getting
Oh,
weird.
because you want to be an
looks.
architect,
I
right?
do want to be an
Okay, yeah.
architect. Yeah, it's about different bizarre houses in different places of the world. It's really cool, and it's hosted by these two amazing people.
What
One
are
of
their
them's an
names? Shout 'em out.
actress. One of them's name is Piers. He's the architect, and he goes around. And then I don't remember what her name is right off the top of my head. But
That's
she's an
unfortunate.
actress, and it's a great show. It's called Extreme Houses.
Okay.
I would recommend it if you're interested in seeing cool houses with beautiful views. But yeah, it's good. But why do you ask about Netflix?
Just wondering. Netflix is a big thing. We're trying to keep it fresh and stay in the moment.
Yeah, you're right.
And Netflix is a big thing. Sabrina, the new Sabrina series on
Sabrina,
Netflix.
what is that?
You remember Sabrina the Teenage Witch?
I do not.
Oh, that's awkward.
Just a little bit.
There was a show a long time ago in the 90s, maybe early 2000s. It was called Sabrina the Teenage Witch. And it was about a girl named Sabrina, and she was a teenager, and she was also a witch.
Yeah. Oh wow, I could not see that coming.
It was a comedy show. It
that
had,
hit
you know
me
that,
out of the
you know
blue.
that actress Melissa Joan Hart, Joe Hart, whatever her last name is.
I do.
No, that's also awkward that you don't know anything about it.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Anyway, so they redid it completely, a complete reboot, new cast, everything, the whole 9 yards, and put a like Riverdale twist to it. It's
Yeah.
actually the same people that do Riverdale.
Really?
Yeah, it's the same. It's the same producers and stuff that do Riverdale. They're all in the same thing, but they put like a Riverdale twist to it. I liked it. It was real good.
That's good.
What else are you watching on Netflix? Do you like
don't-
Netflix Netflix originals?
I don't actually watch that much Netflix. I've seen what's it called? Stranger Things. I've seen Stranger Things, and then
Fantastic show. by the way.
obviously The Office. That's a big one. But
Yeah.
other than that, I don't really
Well,
watch
I
a lot of
spend my
Netflix.
time on Netflix and Hulu both.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, Hulu is, and I don't know. Hulu's going places.
Really? You like
Yes.
Hulu? It's just got that link with Spotify. You can get,
I've got it. I've got
Yeah?
the
Do you like that?
Spotify. Yeah, it's $5 a month.
Yeah.
We're not doing brand deals. I'm not saying it. I'm not talking about how good Hulu is.
Okay. Well, do you like it?
Yes,
do
I
you like
love.
it?
I
Okay,
enjoy
good,
watching Hulu.
Good deal. I
There's a
actually
show-
got that as a Christmas gift for someone.
A Hulu account.
Spotify Premium and Hulu.
It's amazing. You also
Combined,
get Showtime with it.
Yeah, whatever that is.
Showtime.
Something.
That it's just another streaming service.
Okay. Yeah.
But yeah, Hulu's amazing. I've been watching the show The Rookie with
Rookie.
Nathan Fillion.
I do not. What is it about?
Have you ever seen Castle?
I've not.
Bro, do you keep up with any pop culture?
I don't really.
Okay, well, Nathan Fillion is like the.
I've
It's
actually not even seen Aquaman. That's a huge,
I haven't either.
huge phenomenon. Or Bird Box,
But anyway,
Just gonna throw that out
the
there.
actor in The Rookie, he's just the ultimate like sarcastic like cop guy.
Really?
He's so funny. Have you ever played Uncharted?
I have
You know-
not.
Ah. He's the same character as Nathan Drake and like Uncharted. They're the same
Okay.
person.
Yeah. Whatever
But
that
anyway,
means
Nathan
for me.
Fillion is like he's like as sarcastic as Ryan Reynolds,
Oh wow.
but he's just older.
Just older, just an
Yeah.
older Ryan.
He's-
I can't speak.
He's so funny.
That's good.
And this show, The Rookie, is based on his character. He's about 40 years old, and he decides gets a divorces from his wife, and he decides to drop everything, change his life around, move to LA, and become a police officer. And he's a 40-year-old rookie, and he gets picked on a lot.
Wow.
He gets into shenanigans. It's real good. It's good stuff.
That sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah. There's another show called The Masked Singer.
The Masked Singer.
Yes, it's. You think it's poop?
Mm,
Oh, it's
our
amazing.
sound tech is
She's
not
saying
having it.
she's giving the poop sign.
Oh,
That's not good.
that's not a good sign either.
No, it's awesome. I like the concept of it. I don't not necessarily like the way the people on it, because like I don't know who they are. I don't like that every episode you only get one person unmasked. So what it is celebrities,
Yeah,
very popular celebrities, might
Yeah.
I add.
like
Uh,
John Cena.
I don't know about John Cena, but like Tommy Chong
Who's
from
that?
Cheech and Chong.
Oh
Anyway.
yeah. Tom
He-
Chung. Okay, duh.
He was
Yeah,
he
yeah.
was on it last week.
I love their
Spo-
video.
Spoiler alert! He was on it last week and he got voted off, so he had to be unmasked. So
Wow.
like celebrities that are
Okay.
like kind of relevant,
Yeah.
kind of
Well,
not. I
he's
don't know.
he's not that.
I know for a
relevant.
fact T-Pain is on there. He hasn't been unmasked,
Wow.
but I know the voice.
Okay.
So like it's just it's a
Cheech and
singing
Chong,
competition.
man. Yeah, Santa man. I love their video about Santa. Do you know their?
No, I don't.
You don't know their
No,
video?
I just know who he is.
They do an amazing podcast actually.
Do they do a podcast?
Um,
Both of them?
I'm not sure if it's a podcast, but they have a video that's just kind of like a podcast, and
Okay.
they talk about Santa, and it's great. It's typical Cheech and Chong.
Okay.
Santa.
Well, anyway, this show, it's there's these celebrities, and they are all dressed up, and they have masks. And, I mean, I can't talk. Anyway,
That's okay. You don't have to talk. Just
yeah, I do. It's a podcast.
You're
No,
right.
so
oh, that was in my back. Did you hear that?
I did. That was gross.
Oh, that
there
was
it is
awesome.
again. This is so out of hand. I can't. Anyway, so no.
Sometimes you just gotta like relieve your back. It's just
So
you build
anyway,
up pressure.
yeah, we're in an odd spot. We're sharing a microphone.
That was not.
Do I even need to
necessary.
finish about this Masked Singer? Does anybody care?
No, I'm sorry. It's
we're past
it's
this.
not, yeah.
Anyway, Masked Singer is a good show. Go check it out.
Yep,
Moving
yep.
on. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking that we need to work on
Our YouTube.
Our YouTube. Yeah.
We can't
so
upload for some
right
reason.
now. We're just gonna talk you through what's going here. I'm gonna adjust the mic a little bit so that it's a little bit farther away so that we can get closer. Okay. So we are having some problems with our YouTube. So we're
If
gonna
you don't
set
know,
this
we're
up here.
recording a lot of the podcast on the same day because we live a significant amount apart,
We do actually.
and we don't want to have to
So we're having
go through
problems
that
here.
every week.
It says we need to verify. So we're gonna send that via this method.
Yeah, yeah.
right?
It'll text my phone, right? Should.
Yeah, it should. And verify U.S. English. What is your phone?
My phone.
Yeah, don't.
I'm
don't-
not gonna.
Yeah, just type it in there.
I'm not gonna give that out.
That would be a
can
little
type
too
your
much
phone number.
information. No, you just type yours.
Hey, come on, man.
You just didn't want to sit up. but
I
that's
didn't.
okay.
You're right. I was very comfortable sitting back.
That's okay. We'll just
All right.
the mic this way a little bit. Don't break it.
Oh shoot.
What did you do?
Delete. Press delete for me. We're in an odd spot.
And
So some time has passed.
yeah, just a little bit. We had to
had-
do some quick edits.
We had some technical difficulties.
Yeah, we did. Just a few. So what happened is we were trying to get the YouTubes up, but it turns out it just hadn't refreshed, I think.
I don't know what happened. I don't know if anybody knows, but YouTube, I guess, took a while for it to upload or something. I don't know.
Something like that. But anyway, it's up now.
We are live, but you know this because you've already watched the episode, right?
Hopefully. Hopefully that episode has been uploaded. And when you get to that point in this episode, you're like, wow, that was a process? We had no idea. It was so effortless and professional.
It was a whole thing, but we have edited the entirety of the podcast, and it's been about 30 minutes actually since we were trying to upload our
Yeah, it's
YouTube
been a
video.
minute. I had to take a quick bathroom break. We had to readjust. Then we had to get some friends. They told us that they were starting to watch it, so it's been it's some good stuff. All right, so this one's gonna come up a week from the upload date of this past episode.
So if you're, they come out every Saturday.
Hopefully, that's the
Hopefully,
plan.
yeah.
We're gonna try and stick to that. We'll see how that works. But yeah. I'm just glad that you watched the first one and wanted to watch the second one.
If you watched the first one, if not, whatever.
You can just jump right in with the second
if
one.
you, if you didn't watch the first one, I'd suggest going and watching it, or not watching because you can't watch
Listening
an
to
audio
it.
file. But I'd suggest go listen to it because it's kind of better than this one.
I feel like these podcasts, but I feel like this one's more relatable. Just
Hashtag
everyone's had these
relatable.
moments, you know? Everyone's had those moments where you're trying
Yeah.
to do something, it just doesn't work. and
Bryant was wanting to just
figure it out.
end it and be like, okay, we're gonna end it here and cut it short. But I was like, no, go with it. Like it makes it better. Like
Yeah,
just
it makes it a little bit more relatable
edit it a little
to have the
bit and then
mistakes.
yeah.
And, you know, so obviously, you know, we've
This
got
is
to
why
this
we're the most relatable podcast in the universe.
because we're bad.
Because we're awful. And
Yeah, that's the thing that happened, but it's okay. We made it. And yeah, so good times, good stuff. I think we're gonna end it here, though.
yeah,
We've had some
This
time.
is
We're gonna end it here. We'll see you next week. Don't forget to check out our song of the week. What was that again?
Wakey Wakey War Sweater.
War
so
Sweater.
it's War Sweater by Wakey Wakey.
War
I
Sweater
said
by
that
Wakey Wakey.
wrong.
Check out our song of the week. Listen to it. Give it your reviews. We're promoting for someone. I don't know who. Wakey
And
Wakey, I suppose.
Leave some comments on movies you want me to review.
Yeah, comments. That's what we really need. We need comments on movies to review, and we also need ideas of what to talk about because we want to be relatable. And the number one way we can be relatable is by talking about what you want to hear.
Yes.
Because we're small enough right now. There's only about 10 of you guys listening. We can cover all the material that all 10 of you want to talk about.
Honestly, as of this moment, the first the first podcast has about 5 views.
And it's all us.
It's me.
So, but yeah, so leave some comments of what you want to see us do, what you want to see us talk about, and just hit us up with that. We would love to see that. Give us some fresh ideas, and that way we can really start to be even more relatable. I feel like,
Yeah.
because that's the whole point, and
Of
that
course.
and having fun. So yeah,
Of course, we're gonna record like 2 or 3 more podcasts before we even see your comments. So
maybe not. We might see the first few comments, but
maybe.
yeah. Anyway, so thanks for joining us in this moment,
We will see you next week.
in that moment. Bye.